Okay. Hey guys, my name is Ankush Anand, and today in this webinar, I am going to talk about the web design, how to start it, how to do things, and I will be doing sharing a complete roadmap with you guys how to actually do web design. So just a second, I will just share my mind map with you guys. So here is this mind map which I am going to share with you, and this is a very comprehensive mind map. And initially, I want to ask you a question. How many of you are already doing web design, and what you are using, how you are doing it? ईमेल करना भूल गया मैं sorry. How to change theme in WordPress without disturbing. So basically, in the chat box, let me know what you are using right now to build the websites and what you know about web design. Okay, so I feel that everyone here have used WordPress, and everyone is expecting that I am going to talk about WordPress, right? But I'm not going to talk about WordPress today. WordPress is a part of web design, but it's not web design, and there are a lot of things which I am going to share. So WordPress is just 1% of the web design, and yeah, there are statistics that WordPress power 30% of the websites out there, but still WordPress is not the only way to create websites. So I'm going to show you a complete roadmap how you can become a web designer, how you can design websites for your customers, for your clients, or for yourself. So first of all, I want to share what you can expect from this session. So basically, guys, there is second screen which I am looking at. Okay, so just don't think I'm looking at my second screen which is shared right now. So here, the first thing that you are going to get today after this session, you will be able to choose your career path in web designing. You will be able to know how you can be a web designer, what you can do, and which tools you are going to use, which programming languages, or what you are going to do next in the web designing. The second thing, you will be able to find some resources to learn web design and development. The third thing is you will get more clarity about the process of the web design, how we design websites. Then you will get clarity what to use and when to use. Okay. Also, there is one more thing which you will know, that if you can do web design or not, because a lot of people just start using WordPress, and they think themselves as web developers, or like website builders, but there are a lot of things that cannot be done in WordPress. So I'm going to make sure that you have clarity about what you can do with which tools, and what you can't do. Okay, so I hope that's clear, and I hope you all are excited about what you are going to get after this session. How all of you are ready? Just type ready in the chat box. Okay, so I see a lot of comment, a lot of messages in the chat box. So I feel that now I should start. So the first thing is I'm going to introduce web design, and what a website actually is, and how it works, things like that. So first of all, about the website, what is a website, and what are other factors here? So first of all, I want to explain what is a website. So website is a collection of coding. It have coding, it have some images, media files, and there are a lot of things in the server. Then website is actually collection of web pages. So if you are visiting a website right now, let's visit which website you want me to visit. I feel let's visit Google, like, let's visit, just type a website in the chat box. Okay, so this is a website. I feel that actually my website is a one-page website, so I will not be able to show that. So this is also a one-page website, I feel, or this is multi-page website. Yeah, this is multi-page website. Okay, so this is a website, and yeah, it's multi-page website. So this is a website. Basically, the page you are viewing right now, this is a web page. Okay, and when we are talking about the complete website, that is a website. I feel that's not really big thing to understand. Now, the main thing where people are getting confused is domain server, which is also called hosting, and internet. Because if you are not able to understand how internet works, how domain and hosting works, so it will be difficult for you to continue the web designing journey. So first of all, I want to explain about the domain and the server. Okay. So basically, a domain is something like an address, which is a physical address. Sorry, which is the address of your home. It's kind of address of your home. Like right now, you are staying at Delhi. Maybe I am staying at Kullu, where my address is. My office address is Drab Digital, like this Drab Digital, uh, 81 upon 2 81 upon 2, and something like that, Akhara Bazaar, Kullu, Himachal Pradesh. Okay, my address is something like this. Now the domain is like an address. Okay, just let me complete it so that you can understand. Then hosting is the actual location. It's the actual location. So it's like, uh, how many of you have read geography? We have longitude and latitude in geography, right? So this hosting is the actual location where we are there, where our website is being stored, and this is nothing much more than a computer. This is a computer which is located at this longitude and latitude. Okay, so this is the hosting, like our home. My office is here. If I search in Google for Drab Digital, so this is the map, and here you can find my actual coordinates. So this is what uh, IP address is in hosting. So the longitude and latitude is IP address of your hosting, and this the this hosting is located at that location. So basically, hosting is nothing but a a CPU, a computer which is stored and actively managed at some other place. So this is a completely managed. इसको मतलब 24 घंटे on रखा जाएगा. It will be turned on whole day, 24 hours into 7, and also it will be maintained. It will be provided the internet connection and stuff like that. So it's nothing like more than a computer which is being stored at another place. So now when you are visiting a website, you are actually you are actually ex, uh, you are actually trying to access this computer through your computer, and you are trying to access the files in this computer, and for that you need this longitude and latitude. So it's kind of when you are sending a physical mail to a person, you need their this address, and this address is connected to this longitude and latitude, something like that. So this is what a domain and hosting is. And internet is easy to understand. there are a lot of things about internet, like in the whole world there are wires, there are optical wires under our sea, under our land, and there are wireless networks. So internet is all over the world, and जहाँ पे जहाँ पे वायरलेस नहीं होता है, there is wired connections. Under the sea there are a lot of wires going through countries to countries, continent to continent. So this is how we all are connected. I can't go much in detail for about this, because this is just an brief explanation about it. Okay, so this is how website work, and this is what a website is. When you are accessing a website, you are just trying to access the another computer from your computer, and you need the address, you need the address of that location. Okay, and there is something called DNS, which I should explain right now. So this DNS makes sure that whenever you try to visit this address, it will take you to this longitude and latitude, something like that. So this is why you change the name servers, why you set up the DNS. So whenever you are visiting a website, your browser will send the request to the DNS server, which will have this domain name. It's like here I will be typing www.google.com, and here the longitude latitude will be something like this. So this is how it works. Okay, and this is how it works. Okay, so now let's close this one and let's go to the another part. Now there is no need to explain much about it. You can get more details on internet, but this is the most important part, the difference between web design and web development. So there are two things right now which we are talking about: web design and development. Basically, web design include when you are designing a website, you are making sure there is the design is good, making sure that you are planning the whole design, and there are different tools which are used for web design and web development. Okay, basically in the development, it includes the coding part, and in the web design, it includes the designing part. We will know about it in detail in the further sections, so just wait for it. Now, who can be a web designer and developer? So anyone can be a web designer and developer. There is no need to get a degree, there is no need to be certified or anything. You just have to be you just have to be curious about it. You just have to learn from internet, from anywhere you can learn. And the most important part here is you should be building your projects. You should be building your own codes, your own websites to show your clients. Okay, so this is all the introduction part. I can't go much in detail because I am limited in time and there is a lot to explain. If I open this mind map in one go, you will be like chakkar aa jayega aap sabhi logo ko. So the second section is about web designing. Now we know that web design and web development is a different thing. So we are going to discover both of the things. So first of all, what you need for learning web designing. So basically, you need to build design skills. And what are the design skills? There is design principles that you need to learn, which include something like this: hierarchy, balance, contrast, repetition, alignment. And you need to understand it very well, and that will take a lot of time. You need to do as much as web design you can, and you need to watch others do it. You need to review your design, and then you will be able to learn the principles actually. So basically this is the skill, this is the thing that will come with the experience. Initially you can learn what it is, but you will not be able to know how to use it. So basically you need to watch others do it, you need to watch other professional designers work. Okay, so this is what design principles are: hierarchy, balance. You need to create contrast between two elements. You need to make sure that everything is with a hierarchy. then balance and all this. So this is very detailed topic if I start to explain it, but just for a introduction, you need to learn design principles. Then there is something called color theory, which include color psychology. So whenever we are building a website, we can't just go and use any colors. We need to use colors according to the color psychology. There is a specific psychology according to which we can use the colors. So for example, the green color is for something new, something fresh, and then the blue color is for the corporates and trust. It has some psychological effect in the eye of the visitor or in the eye of the customer. So we need to take care of that. You can't go ahead and use any color in your website. You need to make sure that your colors are relevant to your audience. Just an example. Here I have opened the Chrome. Just search for any banks and you will see most of them using blue colors, blue and maybe little bit reddish orange, something like that. Like we have SBI, so SBI is blue. Then we have PNB is little bit kind orangish. Yeah, it's little bit orangish and yellow. And then we have just name any bank, HDFC. Yeah, blue represent trust. Yeah, it represent trust, and most of the corporates use blue. You can see Facebook, you can see Twitter, you can Google. Google have something to do with the colors because they want to represent that they have everything. So they are using like multiple colors in their website. So you can see all the trustworthy companies using blue colors and something like that. So the colors have a psychology, and we use the colors according to the psychology, not according to our preferences, not according to what we like. We use them according to what the end user is gonna like and what impact it's gonna make on them. So now there is something called graphic elements. So there are a lot of graphic elements like line, shapes, textures, space, form, and type. Type means the fonts and typography. So there is more in that as well. So here, whenever we are we are like drawing a line, it also represents something. And then we are connecting multiple lines to create a shape, and then we are creating textures and space. A lot of us ignore the space, but let me just show you the most beautiful website that is google.com. Everyone use it. There is a lot of space. Can you see it? But it is the most beautiful website as well. You are this space is not just for nothing. It is something very important to consider in your design. Our main focus is right now, right here in the middle of it. So this is why space is used. Let me just open facebook.com. Now the new design of facebook.com is something different. I think I can't open facebook.com in my normal tab. So I need to open private tab, facebook.com. So here, initially there was a lot in Facebook. Now you can see it's really blank. But this is the space. This is the space I am talking about. It creates a lot of difference in your design, and it is something. So this is also a important thing, how you are going to use the space. So then the form is something 3D, and it doesn't have to be 3D in that way. Right now, just let me open some example. Let's search for form only. So here I will just open the direct images. So a lot of time there is no need to actually create some 3D object. Just by using shadows, just by using lines, we can create 3D elements. Right now, you can see this one, it looks 3D. Then this design, this book, this look 3D just because there is something, there is little bit variation in color. It looks 3D. So this is what form is, and there will be a lot of examples to explore because I can't teach you everything right now, right here. I need to give you the roadmap, the complete roadmap that is needed. So now about the type, this is the most important and my favorite thing that I love. It's is the typography. Typography means the use of fonts, the use of typograph, use of fonts actually. Yeah. So you can make so many alteration in size. You can make alignments. You can do different styles like italic, bold, and underline. You can change the weight means if font is bolder, how much bolder it is. Then you can change the case, capital case, small letter case, sentence case, and like that. So you can modify all of these things to make your design better, and these are all the design skills you need to learn, how you are going to make your design good using all of these things. And there is a quote as well: design theory is asking and answering of a question, why I am designing it this way. So if you can't answer that question at every stage of your design process, you probably need to do more thinking. So if you are not able to answer why you are doing this, why you are designing like this, you should be rethinking about it. And also, as a designers, we shouldn't be making decisions based on our personal preference. We need to make decisions according to the solutions we want to provide and the solutions the customer need. So this was all about the color, about the design skills that you will need to become a web designer. And yeah, you will need the same skills to design graphics. There will be think more about it as well, but these are also the same things that you will need for graphic design. Okay, so if you are going to be a web designer, you need to learn all of this, and this will take some time to learn, because you can understand what it is, but you will be able to use them like after time, after some time. Then the most important part is the problem solving. So a lot of people try to build website, they don't know what they are doing when they are like creating some layout. So you need to learn how you can create better user experience, how you can make your website for your customer. So whenever like you visit a website right now, let's just take an example of some website. Let's go for youtube.com, apple.com, the one of the best websites out there. So here you will find all the websites with a different layout, and why they are putting this here, why they are putting all these things here and all this here. It has some psychology and it has some problem solving. They are trying to provide what the customer need and where the customer is going to click. In the same way here, they are trying to give you what you need. So we need to solve the problems. We need to solve how we can make the user experience and user interface better, and that is where your problem solving skills will be needed. Okay, now the technical knowledge, yeah, you will need to know the technical knowledge as well. What are the things which you want to learn? So right now, there will be a lot of things, like I talked about just an example, box model in, just a second. Okay, I need to show something like this. So this is an example for you, what I mean by basic technical knowledge about the web design. So here I need some good quality image. Let's see this one. Okay, we will go with this one. So here, like this is an example. So here, how our sections work. How we have content, we have padding, after that we have border, and then we have margin. So we need to understand all the terminology, how things actually work in the web design. That will make your thing, that will make your web design even much better. Okay, there will be other things, how to use tools, and how actually website is designed, so that you can make sure that whatever you are designing is also possible practically. So there will be a lot of basic terminology that you will need to learn, and this will also take time, and it will be also go as per requirement. Whatever you need, you will have to learn that. So now the skills are done. Tools to use, but tools are used for web designing. So we use Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD, Photoshop for web design. Additionally, right now WordPress page builders are there, and a lot of people are directly building websites using WordPress. So in that case, we can call Elementor, Divi, and Beaver Builder, VS Composer, WP Bakery, and a lot of other page builders as web designer tools. So WordPress is not for web designer, but WordPress page builders are for web designer. Okay, so after WordPress page builder came into existence, now we can call it web designer tools. Now we have Webflow, Wix.com, we have Squarespace, and a lot of other website page builders, website site builders. Okay, so all the site builders will also come in the web designing, because there you need to know the web designing skill, not the coding. Okay, whenever you are not coding, you are doing web design. That's the most common understanding. A lot of the web designer and developer also argue about it, but right now this is the most accepted definition of web design and web development. Okay, so Figma, you can, I will be sharing this mind map with you. You can go ahead and search for the tools. Figma is free. I can just give you an idea about Figma in case you need it. So basically, this tool will help you to design the layout of your website, how your website is going to be structured. Let's just skip it. You can go ahead and search for it, and there will be a lot of Figma tutorials available on internet as well. Now let's go. And I most of these tools are free actually. First and second one is free. Then Sketch is paid. Photoshop is also paid, but you can always you always have other options. Then WordPress is free, and Webflow is free to like use, but you can't host the website. Then Wix is also a free version, so you can go ahead and explore them. You can learn, you can practice there. Now, one more doubt, if you have any doubt about it, these tools are going to help you build the design of your website. These are not the hosting, these are not going to provide you the code. Okay, but here additionally, these will be providing you the actual code, and these will help you to host your website. So basically, web design includes when we design the layout of the website, how it's going to be structured, we design that. So that is what web design is. Now, how you can learn web design? So there are a lot of YouTube channel, and most popular and right now I can share is Design Course. That is a good YouTube channel. You can go, and this awards.com is most famous website. I will be sharing more website link and YouTube link later. Right now there were a lot of YouTube channels that I have subscribed, so it was difficult for me to share. So I will be sharing all of the resources which you can go and learn from. Then the websites. So basically, to see how people are designing, you can go to awards.com. I feel a lot of you already visited this website. So you can go ahead and explore how people are designing, what are the top designs, and what are the top trends right now, what is the website of the week and stuff like that. So here you will be able to find the good designs, and you can get inspiration from there. Okay. Now you can search for UI UX design and UI UX reviews to learn web design. The most important part is this reviews. You need to watch more and more web design reviews. You need to watch what top designers, what experienced designers are saying about a design. So you need to understand that. Okay. So this is all about web design. And then about the web development. So about web development, you need to learn front end and back end, the skills required. You need to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and other frameworks and libraries. This is basically some shortcuts to use all of these other things. So just ignore it for right now. You need to learn these three things first: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Even if you are using WordPress, you need to learn at least these two so that you can get better at WordPress also. So you need to learn HTML and CSS for WordPress also. Okay. Now in the back end, there are languages like PHP, Ruby, Python, React, .NET, and there are a lot of other languages as well. So you need to learn them in case you want to develop websites. Okay. And there are a lot of times when there is no need to be a web designer. You can be a coder, you can code, you can program the websites, and someone is going to provide you the design. So if you are not good in design, you can learn web development, you can learn the programming languages. Someone will be providing you what design actually you can create, and you need to code that. So that's also something you can do. Now, what tools are used by web developers? So basically, right now, there are two things that are going to be needed. One is the code editors, which are also called text editors. And a lot of times, there is something called IDE. You can listen IDE. So these are some words that you are going to hear when someone is talking about code editor. And there are a little bit difference, but not that much. Okay. So basically, the most famous and free, all of these are free: Visual Studio Code, Atom, Sublime Text, and Brackets. So you can use them for doing coding, for learning coding, and also these provide you a lot of help in other things like that. Just let me show you something. Right now, this is a code right here. Okay. So here, this is a code, and this is VS Code, Visual Studio Code. So I can actually do a lot of things here, and this provide you all a lot of options. I copied this code from somewhere else, which I was editing in Elementor. Now I want to make some changes, but this code looks a lot. I feel like it looks cluttered. I am not able to figure out it properly. So there are plugins. There are a lot of things you can do. I can beautify it. Now it's aligned. I can understand, yeah, this is the div that closing here and stuff like that. So there are a lot of options in the coding and these code editors, and you need to use them in case you want to do web development. Then there are local servers that you can use, and this this is really like funny. XAMPP, LAMP, WAMP, AMP, and there are a lot of others like this. So you can use them to create a local server. You can install these softwares in your laptop, one of them, and then you can run your websites from your laptop, on your laptop only, and test how things are going on. You can learn on your own. So I have done a webinar on that as well, how to practice WordPress in your own laptop without buying a hosting. There will like you can practice WordPress in your own laptop only. There is no need to buy a hosting to practice it. So that's what you can do. Now, how you can learn web design? So the YouTube is the best platform, and this free code camp is the best YouTube channel that I can share with you. It's youtube.com free code camp, and these guys are awesome. They have like hours of content. You will see like 4 hours, 8 hours, 15 hours, and even 24 hours. So these are complete courses that people give away. Some developers will give away their courses. So there are a lot of courses which are there. There are courses for WordPress as well, and there are courses for web design as well, as far as I know. Okay. Here you can see UI UX. So if in case you want to design, you can go ahead and search for UX design, and you will find some tutorials here like this. So this is the master place. This is the place where you can learn a lot, and there will be hours of video which you can go. There is this website of them. You can go ahead and visit, and it's completely free. There are no paid courses. There are no paid versions. Everything is free here. Okay. So now they also send you weekly emails, and those weekly emails are also really good. One of my friend, one of my teammate told me about that, and I also subscribed for that. It's really awesome. There is nothing paid here. There is nothing spam here. So you can go ahead and try it. Then there is someone called Hitesh Chaudhary. He also share tutorials in English. Online tutorials is also a place where you can learn. It's also a YouTube channel, and they also share like HTML, CSS, JavaScript tricks, and new designs, and really good designs. Travel C Media, Design Course, and Edureka. So these are all the YouTube channels that right now I can think of. Then the best place to learn is Udemy. You can go ahead and enroll for courses in Udemy. Free code camp I already told you about. So these are all the places where you can learn web development. Now let me just close all these two sections. It's time for the section 4, where we are going to learn about the process of web design. So the process of building website, there are 4 stages. First is discovery stage, then creative stage, then development stage, and then launch stage. So basically I learned this from one of my mentor, one of Udemy course, and I am sharing it right away, the way I learned it. So basically in the discovery stage, you make initial phone calls, meeting, and consultations. Then when the deal is closed, you can go ahead and research and plan and schedule. So basically you need to research about what are the requirements, what things that you can show in the site, and what things to be done when. So this is what you need to do here. Then the site structure and site map. Basically a lot of people just go install WordPress or any do start coding right away without doing anything. So what happens there? You have not planned anything, and it takes a lot of time to just think about what you want to do. So that's when this process comes handy. You first decide what is going to be the site structure. You decide what you can show on which page. On home page, like I can show services, I can show this that and stuff like that. So you just prepare a normal mind map or something like that. Then you can start building your website. Also there is something more here, like data structure. How you are going to, if you are going in web development, then you need to take care of web data structure. How you are going to store the data of the website. So there is something called that as well, but right now just skip that part. So there can be more things here. I am just talking about uh, for beginners, this is the way. So the second stage is the creative stage, where you start designing, where you start doing things, and here you design the user experience. Here you do the web design, and the tools I told you are Figma and those Adobe XD, Photoshop. So those tools you use for designing the user experience. You wireframe. How many of you know about wireframe already, and do you want to see one? The one, just let me know in the chat box. How many of you know about wireframe? So I will just share wireframe and user experience. So wireframe and user experience, like there is nothing different. Wireframing is the part of user experience, and let me just show you what a wireframe is. Physically, you can go ahead and do it in your diary, in your sheet, or in a paper. Just let me show you one. So I need to stop sharing my link sheet. So you can see the screen, right? So here, how many of you can see this? So this is a wireframe where I try to draw how things are going to be structured in the website, and there can be multiple wireframes, and you can show them to your client. So this is like how you can do wireframing in the laptop. I am going to show you as well. Just give me a minute. I need to open one of the recent wireframe. Yeah, so it's opening, and this is Figma, by the way, guys. And you can do a little bit graphic designing and logo designing here as well. It supports vector graphics. You can create shapes and stuff like that here. You can edit icons. You can edit SVG files here. So just additional tip. Let's just wait for it to load. Till then, I can go ahead and explain next thing. So here, like the wireframing is the stage when you do a rough mockup, how things are going to be structured, and web design mockup is something when you design the actual design of the web page. So here, like this is a wireframe. Sorry, this one is not mine. This one was someone else. Okay, just a second. Okay, my screen is not shared. Okay, sorry. So it's loading. Let it load. It's still loading. I feel yeah. So basically, can you see the screen? Can you see this this design? Just let me know in the chat box. Okay, so this is a wireframe where this is created by me, and here I am trying to represent that this is what my design of my website is going to be, stuff like this. So these are not some custom shapes. I just created them. This is like a circle. I created the circle, and then I created this icon, this shape. So these are all here. I created it manually. There is no template actually. You can get some template as well, but this is just a way to represent how my web page is going to be structured, how it's going to look. And you can add additional, like I added some additional comments for my team to look into it. And do you want to look into the final website? Basically here I used WordPress, so there was no need to do a design mockup. So I directly went ahead and did the next step in WordPress. So let's open it in a private personal tab so that you can see the website only. So here is the final website, and it's still loading. Yeah, so here is the final website, and you can see this is how it appears. There are some things that are changed, but still it looks like this. And here is the consultation. Here is the other links. So this is what the final design will look like. So there is no need to follow it completely, but this will just give you an idea about how your website is going to be structured, how your website is going to look, and what sections to put where. So it will also give an idea to the content writers what content needs to be added, where you can add the content, which content, like यहाँ पे कितना content डालना है, and what is the actual requirement. So basically here me and my content writer friend collaborated. You can share the link with them, and they can actually go ahead and write the content down. So this content is written by the content writer. They just went ahead and added the guidelines here. So this is how how you can do wireframing and then build the websites. Design mockups also you can do in Figma. And right now I can't share any of the design from my side, but you can do visual design in Figma. I will share some from the internet. Just a second. So a lot of people actually do exact websites in Figma. Exact like what your final design is going to look. They design the complete website. They design the mobile layout. They design the laptop layout. And just let's see if this opens. How to use Figma reconstruct website. Continue and yeah, this is how it will look. This is what Figma can do. You can see this is all the things that you are doing. This is how your homepage will be there, and then if someone clicks on this button, they will take into this page, and you can live preview it. You can actually test your whole website well, your whole design. So this is what you can do in Figma. There will be advanced tutorial available on internet. I just want to give you a roadmap so that you can find what you actually want to learn. Then the development part here, as I told you, here we do coding part, or the WordPress part, and then we do browser testing. We test our website in the different browsers, in Chrome, in Firefox, and also in different devices like Apple, then in Windows, and in the Android and stuff like that. So here you need to make sure that your website is loading properly in different screen sizes in tablets. So here you need to test that. Then the launch stage. Here you need to send the website to review, and then you need to train the client to use use their website. So this is the process of building websites, and I hope you learned something new today. Here, I feel it's are there any doubts right now? Just let me know in the chat box. Can we do the actual look, feel, and format, then take this code and use it in WordPress? So basically, you can't right now. You can't actually do that. You can't design on Figma and then copy it. It will not be a copy paste. It will be an inspiration kind of thing. So you designed the complete look of the website in Figma, and then if you don't want to code, if you don't want to actually if you don't want to actually do WordPress thing as well, you can send the design to the developer, to the WordPress expert and stuff like that, because you are a designer, and you need to take care of the design part. Now the development part someone else can take. So that is also like the two things, web development and the web design. In the web design you can do the design only. No need to go ahead and get your headache in using WordPress or do coding. You can do the design part, and then someone you can give the responsibility of coding or doing it in WordPress or in Elementor to someone else. So that's how it works actually. Then the fifth section, which is the final section, it's about the WordPress, about the other CMSs and other platforms. So basically, there are a lot of places where there will be no need to do and do coding. So these are all the platforms right now which I can think of. WordPress is one of them, and WordPress is a CMS. CMS means content management system, where they will provide you all the options to manage your content. And here the content can be blog, portfolio, e-commerce, and also static site. So these are all types of websites that you can build on WordPress. Then Webflow. Webflow is a combination of CMS and site builder. And because this is basically specifically focused on building websites, not blogs, as WordPress was. WordPress actually focused on blog creation only. initially. So it everything you do in WordPress start from blog only. You are creating something using the blog feature. So the other tools like Webflow, which is created for building websites, advanced websites, you can use it. You can create static websites, e-commerce websites, corporate website, LMS websites, portfolio websites, and any other kind of website right here as well. Then the Wix. A lot of people ignore Wix, but if client is not ready to pay and if the requirement is not that high, you can use Wix for the clients as well. Because when you are a web designer, the tool doesn't matter. What you are using, it doesn't matter. You are selling your design, so you can do the design in Wix as well. Okay. Then the Squarespace. This is also a site builder. Magento is a e-commerce platform. Then Shopify. Shopify you probably know already. So these are all the other platforms that you can learn about and build websites from. And now I can go ahead and open the complete mind map. Okay, so I feel now it's done. So this was all, guys. This was all about web designing and how things work, how you can learn, and I will be sharing more things in the group to learn, where you can find more details. I hope you enjoyed the session and you learned something new. This was all this mind map, and I will be sharing the mind map with you guys. And I spent 2 hours just doing the mind map only. So I will be sharing this one as with you and other learning material that you can find. So that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed the session and you learned something new today. And a lot of people, I feel a lot of people will not be interested in this because they just want to build WordPress websites. Even in WordPress, you need a lot of things from here. You need to learn. You need to learn the web design, the complete web design mind map. You need to learn that web designing mind map because WordPress only provides you the features to build website. The design you go ahead and get a theme, but those themes are not designed for the actual client. Those are designed for a random person, for a person who can be anyone. So whenever you are designing a website, you need to make sure those websites are not just templates. Those are developed for the client. Those are the solution that you are designing, that you are providing to your client. You in WordPress you can use a lot of when you are starting internship on this mind map shown today. So I am not planning for an internship right away. I am planning for a workshop where I will be doing it live, and will be sharing how I am doing it. Right now I feel that most of you guys will be interested in WordPress part only. So I can do a WordPress workshop for 5 days, and so I will be doing some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript programming, and there will be other experts who will be joining me to learn, to share their experience with you. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope you are there in the WhatsApp group. So if you have any feedbacks, please let me know in the WhatsApp group, so that I can motivate me. And I feel a lot of people didn't get the webinar link, and because I haven't sent it in the email, I'm so sorry for that. Actually, I forgot to send it through email, but I sent the WhatsApp link to everyone in email. So I feel that they must have joined the joined the group. So thank you guys for joining. I am stopping the recording now.